Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to a new video. I'm ReeceGamingx, and in this one, we're actually going to do something a little bit different. I came up with this idea on stream a few days ago. We were mentioning just how powerful a certain card was. Obviously, that card's in this top 5, so I'm not going to say, but we were just saying how powerful this particular card is, and that was when I said I don't think anyone expected the power level of that card to be as powerful and as impactful as it was. And that's at that point in my brain I said I need to make a top 5 video of cards from Descent of Dragons that have just proven the predictions sometimes. Yeah, people predict things completely wrong. So this is a top 5 list of the cards that have surprised us the most. So here we go. Let's jump straight into it with number 5. So the card in 5th position is actually Murazon the Infinite. It's a 8 mana, 8/8 dragon for Priest, in case you don't know, and a Battlecry is you play all cards from your opponent that your opponent played last turn. So the reason I put this in 5th place, I think, is when I was certainly reviewing the set and I was looking at all of the cards. I think a lot of players thought that this would be played in Wild in more of a value generated priest deck, like maybe like a Reno priest or something like that. I don't think anyone ever predicted this card to be used in the deck that it is now, and the deck that it's used in now is Togwaggle Priest. The way you play it is you play Togwaggle so that you give your opponent a ransom spell, and then obviously you swap decks. So you're giving them your empty deck because you've drawn the whole of your deck. And then when they play the ransom spell to swap decks back, you actually play Murazon to swap the decks back that additional time. So I don't think anyone was really predicting a Murazon Togwaggle deck in Wild. But yeah, it just shows that sometimes you can't really predict these things. But yeah, Murazon is actually just completely created its own OTK combo oriented deck, and I think that's crazy. So yeah, there we go, Murazon in 5th place. So here's another card that I think a lot of people knew was going to be good, but I don't think people really predicted how impactful this card was going to be. And that card is Bloodsail Flybooter. It's a 1 mana 1/1 pirate, and you add 2 pirates to your hand as well. So this card in Wild sees so much play. It sees play in like Odd Rogue. It sees play in just a sort of your stereotypical aggro stuff. It sees playing like Kingsbane stuff, and also sees playing like the Necro and Apothecary stuff as well. So this card just sees play in basically all rogue decks ever. And the reason why it's so powerful is just because of the Battlecry. You can use those 1/1 pirates to activate combos. You can use it towards playing Miscreants. You can do it to make a bigger Edwin, Questing Adventurer. You can even do it alongside the other aggro stuff that this set's been given us, like with Ship's Cannon and the 0 mana 2/2. When you play a pirate, you summon it from your hand. There's so much this card can do, and I think that's why I think really anyone predicted just how powerful it was going to be. We all looked at it and thought, oh, that's going to be good. You know, you're getting good value. Obviously in Wild, any cheap Wild pirate is good with patches, but this card's been so good. It's just been really just consistent, I think, at its finest. So yeah, there's not really much else I can say about this apart from how crazy this card is. So not crazy, actually, that was a bit of an over-exaggeration, but just how this card is really good. So and it's consistent. I think that's the main thing. So yeah, Bloodsail Flybooter takes my 4th place position. So the minion in 3rd position for me is Violet Spellwing. It's a 1 mana 1/1 elemental for mage, and its Deathrattle is add a Arcane Missile spell to your hand. So the reason I don't think anyone really predicted just how good this card was is just how effective it is in the new Reno Mage deck. Reno Mage has proven to be so powerful. It's a Reno deck, and it also has this crazy OTK finisher with Arcane Missiles, Mana Giant, and Vargoth into Time Warp. So the reason this card's so good is it fits great into that Reno deck, and any aggro tempo mages as well just run this card. Just having that sticky Deathrattle on there as well, that 1 mana can do 3 damage, of course. Obviously the Arcane Missiles does 3 damage, but alongside stuff like Flame Waker, and when you're trying to complete the quest as well, this card's just proven to be so good. So yeah, but I would probably say a little bit, you probably didn't expect that one, but actually I think Violet Spellwing has proven to be a lot better, because 1 mana minions in Mage have always felt really weird since the nerf of Mana Worm, like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago. It's been ages, but since Mana Worm got nerfed, it just 1-drops have always felt just weak compared to how good Mana Worm was. But this one is really good. So Violet Spellwing, number 3 in the list. So straight in with number 2 on the list. in second place for me is actually Dark Skies. Dark Skies is a 3-mana removal spell for Warlock, and it reads deal 1 damage to a minion, repeat for each card in your hand. So this card's just proven to be such a fantastic anti-aggro tech card. Actually, it was weird because at the start of the expansion, it did kind of start out as a tech card, but now it almost is like an auto-include in any control or late game Warlock decks. It plays, it's in Mechathune, it's in Reno locks, it's in any control, N'Zoth locks, so it fits into so much. And it's kind of weird that this now sees play alongside Defile and Plague of Flames, which have both proven to be superior board clears for Warlock. So yeah, Dark Skies is just fantastic. So yeah, the reason I think people did think it was kind of weak is just because of the sort of to a random minion, but people are not really thinking actually that Warlocks don't really play much before then. They're kind of doing nothing until turn 4 when they play Void Caller. So yeah, Dark Skies, losing my voice, Dark Skies is, yeah, holds my number 2 slot, and I do think this is going to be a fantastic board clear for a little while, because there's not really much. Sometimes this can be like 3 mana, do 7 or 8 damage across enemy minions when you don't have anything. So yeah, Dark Sky is fantastic. Let's jump into what the thing, I didn't want to say the word, but the thing in number 1. So the minion in number 1 slot for me is Bad Luck Albatross. This card has just proven to be just an absolute game breaker for Wild. So 3 mana, 4/3 beast, we all know this. Deathrattle, shuffle 2 1/1s into your opponent's deck. So the reason why this is so good is Reno decks are such a huge part of Wild. I say Reno decks, but the Highlander decks are such a huge part of Wild. There's now like really strong Highlander Druids, Highlander Hunters, Warlocks, Mages, Priests. Even there's like the Warrior one floating about. But the reason this card is so good, it completely shuts down those decks. Like, it turns off Reno, it turns off Zephrys, it turns off Kazagas, whatever. It turns all those off. And the reason it's so good is it's a 3 mana card. It fits into all odd decks. So that's odd Rogue and odd Paladin mainly, maybe, and sometimes some odd Hunter as well. And those decks are generically aggro decks. They turn off Zephrys for the board clears, Kazagas for the board clears, the Armageddon. It just completely turns those decks off. And I say it's an aggro tool and it fits into odd and stuff like that, but like control decks are running this as well. N'Zoth decks are running this just to get those extra that extra edge over these decks. I just think people would I don't think anyone predicted just how powerful this is. I know a lot of people were comparing it to like Weasel Tunneler, but it's because of the 2 copies, it turns those decks off. I just think as well as it turning off those decks, it's just such an irritating card to play against when you're playing these big decks. Like I don't know, let's say I'm playing like a big Druid deck or something like that. Drawing a 1/1 just feels awful. So, but yeah, Bad Luck Albatross has just proven to be so crazy. So yes, that's my top 5. I know this was a bit of a kind of a quite quick video, I'd say, but I just thought it would be such a cool idea just to see how our minds have sort of changed. So when we're looking at cards, we never sort of understand just how impactful they're going to be until we play with them in our own hands. But what I'm going to do next for you guys is actually start reviewing some of the Galakron's Awakening cards, which is going to be the new expansion. It's more of it's like the solo adventure to finish the Year of the Dragon as well. So we've got some really cool cards for that, which I am going to review at some point and talk about them in terms of Wild. It's like I always said, I'm probably going to wait until all of the cards have been revealed until I review them, because reviewing them in terms of Wild can sometimes be quite hard because the cards are generally weaker. But that's kind of my thought process. I've said that before in the past. So anyway, but I've come to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I read all of the comments. Subscribe so you know when I'm posting next. I'm really trying to keep up with these videos in 2020. And obviously make sure you go to the top link of the description. That will be my Twitch. I stream over on Twitch quite often as well, so throughout the week. So make sure you go over and support me on there as well. But thank you so much. There's a lot of information to take in, but thank you so much, and cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.